Paging Michael and Colleen. Paging Michael and Colleen.
You're listening to Scrubs Off, Bottoms Up.
Been around the world twice, talked to everyone once, seen 2 whales fuck, been to 3 world fairs. I even know a man in Thailand with a wooden cock.
I push more Peter, more sweeter, and more completer than any other Peter pusher around. I'm a hard-bodied, hairy-chested, rootin' tootin' shootin'.
So if you're feeling froggy, then you better jump, because this frogman's been there, done that, and is going back for more. Cheers, boys. Cheers.
Are you in acting school? Why do you have a... What the fuck? Are you writing poetry?
That is my favorite, what's it called? Saying? Speech?
Monologue? What's it from?
The Lone Survivor, the movie.
All right, everyone. Well, welcome back to Scrubs Off, Bottoms Up. I'm Michael.
And I'm Colleen.
And we're so happy to have you here today on Memorial Day. Is that...
That's where
That's
it's from.
what got it. Okay, well, that was a really interesting...
Did you like it?
Opening. I'm honestly just more confused. I mean, not confused in the fact of like, you are Colleen and you say random shit all the time that just doesn't make sense, but I actually thought you had word salad for a minute. Like, I thought you were stroking out.
So this is my favorite movie. It's called The Lone Survivor.
Yeah.
And they have this cool speech that one night, so I get really like hyped up on certain movies, and this is one of my favorite movies.
Is this while we're tequila induced?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I spent like 3 hours drunk one night just playing the speech over and over again and memorized it.
Colleen, you are a jack of all trades. So, slight segue. So the other night, we're talking about something in regards to history. We're like texting back and forth. Classic. Colleen and I talk every day. Shocker.
Yeah.
And Colleen goes, no, you're actually not dumb that you don't know the answer to your own question. And you said something along the lines, you said, I actually think the U.S. school system did a really poor job at teaching us U.S. history. So Colleen literally sends me a Google document of all wars that the United States has ever been in with specific bullet points of not only the years, but like what happened, what the resolution was. And this is something I just love about you, because you are that when the tequila talks and you go down these like spiral rabbit holes that are so insane to me. But I think that's why you're perfect to be doing something like a podcast, because you're just so off the wall, and hence your speech.
Alaska was bought for $11 million. Are you kidding me?
Was it 11?
I think so. It was an insanely cheap price.
Yeah, for the largest state in the nation.
Yeah.
That is so wild. Anyway, happy Memorial Day, everyone. I'm
Day.
happy that we just started with that. You're just getting back to the city. I'm feeling quite hungover. I, this weekend, went to my really good friend Jasmine's wedding. It's kind of all over TikTok. She's a TikToker. It was honestly beautiful.
You looked so handsome, might I say.
You. That tux I actually had custom made for me with you in Thailand. Anyway, I was feeling like I looked really hot.
Oh yeah.
But the wedding was, I sent you some photos. It was incredible. It was at the castle that they filmed Taylor Swift's Blank Spaces in.
No way.
Yeah, she's like a huge
Taylor
Swift. She's a huge Taylor Swift fan. So this castle, it looks like we're in Long Island, New York, but it looks like we're in Italy
England
or France somewhere. And it was so incredible. Jasmine and Kevin, I'm so happy for you. And the wedding was out of this world. But not only did I have an exciting weekend, but you did as well.
Not to the same extent, I would say.
I'm like had some FOMO.
Mine was at my sister's house. I'm a big fan of Megan O'Reilly. But it was my niece's first birthday.
That's super exciting.
I know.
I
cried a few times.
Yeah. Did you look at like old photos of her as a baby, like from a year ago?
I started to, and you told me I needed to stop.
Yeah, no, because the waterworks will start. I'm currently going through the same thing with my niece and nephew.
It's insane.
We're going up this week to meet them, but it's been since Christmas time since I saw them, and I really have never met another person who's as obsessed with their niece or nephew except you. So you and I just get each other on this.
You make me feel very grounded when I'm like, oh my God, I just cried leaving my 1-year-old niece. Like,
no, I totally
all she had to do
it.
was look at me, and I was like, I can't leave you.
Yeah,
like,
no, I completely get it. It's the best thing that's ever happened.
Yeah,
in my
but
life
unfortunately,
is having a niece and nephew.
yeah, no, I agree. But unfortunately, I got like way too drunk at a first birthday. Like,
Okay, that's fine. You're the aunt. You're fun Auntie Cole. Like, go
Okay.
off.
I did fly a drone into someone's head and
Wait. So you actually like drunkenly sent me a photo of what looks like the drone that we bought you for your
Yeah.
birthday
uh-huh.
in somebody's hair.
So I was in my head, we were making a music video
Okay.
for her first birthday.
Okay,
and so
fun.
like the DJ
There was a DJ there?
Shout out Michael K's besties because Sonny and Angelo, they're the whatever, brought out their DJ set.
Oh
And
my god.
honestly, the best DJ I've seen was like 9 years old. And she was killing it.
She was the DJ?
Oh, she was the DJ.
And you flew the drone into her head.
No,
Okay.
I flew it into Rebecca's head. I'm so sorry.
How did were you able to get it out, or I never asked you? It was
Yeah.
just like you were like drunkenly texting me some words, and then I get this photo, and I was like, well, that looks like a mess.
Yeah. No. We used like tweezers to like get it out,
Did
but
you have to cut her
it
hair?
took some time. She didn't have to cut a lot.
But
like,
she did have to cut it.
Yeah.
Oh, you owe her a beer or 15.
I owe her a lot.
A lot. Maybe
that was like
maybe a
fully
case
my
of tequila.
fault too. It went right into her head, and
So
I
lesson
was
learned.
Colleen needs a compass.
Oh, okay. Let's not fly the drone Willis drunk, but we need a compass.
Yeah, I think a compass would have been better.
Makes total sense.
Yeah, because when I thought it was going forward, it was going backwards. When I thought it was going right, it was going left. So I think a compass would have fixed it
We're directionally challenged.
fully.
Okay. Well, lesson learned. We love it.
All right. Did you have a hot dog?
No hot dogs. I don't love hot
Oh.
dogs. There's a few things that like freak me out about hot dogs.
Okay, tell me, burger or dog? Obviously, burger.
I don't eat beef, so neither.
I knew that.
But no, hot dogs are like one of my worst fears. It's ground up meat put into a sausage shape. It's
Okay.
mildly but also wildly phallic, and people
Not
love.
phallic.
I feel like hot dogs can be super phallic.
Okay.
I
Well,
always tell patients when I finish giving them like Botox, like as a lip flip or filler, I say 24 hours, no straws, no hot dogs, no footlongs from Subway, and nothing phallic. And then I wink.
wow. So you really thought deep about this hot dog thing.
Totally.
Okay. I mean, the thing I don't understand is like the hot dog eating contest.
Oh yeah, that's literally
Have
my
you
worst.
ever watched it?
No, it makes me uncomfortable.
Who's that? What's that guy? It's a nut.
A nut?
His last name's Chestnut. The guy who wins every year.
I have absolutely
Joey
no idea.
Chestnut. Joey Chestnut. He like got kicked out, but I watched a hot dog eating contest. Like it was on at a bar once, and I didn't eat a hot dog for a long time. It was disgusting.
Okay, fair enough.
I can't imagine what is happening inside of their intestines. There's no way
But
that that's healthy.
you're now craving a glizzy.
No, I was just kind of going with like what you're supposed
Like
to.
a red,
for,
white, and
like-
blue.
Yeah, you have to
Hello.
have like a beer and a hot dog. Let's go.
Budweiser.
Yeah, no, I didn't eat any hot dogs this weekend.
Okay,
I'm a
wait.
burger girl.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, that's not shocking to me. A little
Yeah.
meat patty for you.
Yeah, over a
nice-
hot dog 100%.
Nice and juicy. Let it
Yeah.
drip all the way down you because you're a
that is
messy girl.
disgusting.
Speaking of, I was reading an article about the dangers of eating from a barbecue, especially this Memorial Day. And apparently there was some guy who consumed a hot dog or a hamburger or something American-esque, I would assume, and a piece of the grill brush was lodged in his intestines and caused his intestines to perforate. So for those of you out there who are using a grill today, please beware and get rid of your wire grill brush.
I did see I hope my brother-in-law isn't listening because I already bought it for him for Christmas.
Okay.
Like those scrub daddies?
Yeah.
They have a grill one.
Oh, a grill daddy.
That's sick.
Honestly,
I saw it
whoever
on
came
TikTok Shop and I bought it already for him, but I'm saving it for
whoever
Christmas.
came up with the scrub daddy brand, like that shit is everywhere now. And to be
Oh.
completely honest, like the sponges are wildly frustrating and annoying to look at, but they work super
I
freaking
know.
well.
They're very ugly.
They're hideous.
Oh yeah.
But
yeah.
I never realized, and I feel a little weird about it, and I don't know why I just am about to relate this to hot dogs.
God.
But you know the whole idea behind the mouth and the eyes is you can like shove utensils between it to clean them. I don't love that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's not my favorite thing.
Yeah, I don't like to shove anything through anything.
You don't?
If you have to shove it, it doesn't belong there.
So it should be slow and steady wins the race.
Absolutely.
Great.
Like, just wash it with a sponge. I'm sorry. I
Yeah.
don't need a.
Okay.
No, that's disgusting.
Noted.
Okay. Yeah. No. Absolutely not.
Anyway, moving on. Have you ever had a patient who
I was just gonna say the same thing. I think. Go.
has something lodged in their asshole
So
or their intestines?
no.
Okay.
That's definitely not something that I've seen, but I've heard many disgusting stories of people coming in.
I mean, listen, we're not here to knock it
You know
until we
what?
try
I
it.
actually-
I actually might not try a lot of the things, but if that is your fet, then like go for it. But be safe. Wide flared bases, super important because it's really common. I worked, one of my last assignments was at a level 1 and they had me work the ED sometimes. And it was like common to have people come in with inanimate objects in their rectum lodge.
Okay.
So I always learn to say is make sure it has a wide flared base so you're nice and safe.
And you heard it here first. There you go.
Yes.
I would say just keep it away. But to each his own. I mean,
Okay.
whatever.
Yeah.
My question is, actually, now that we think about it, my question is like, how long did they go before they like, and anybody who has been through something or has a friend maybe.
Yeah,
who
please chime
has,
in.
Like, how long did you wait to come to the ED? Because I can imagine you have to like gain up like, because that really.
It's like a whole
to
workup,
walk
right?
To the ED.
Say, hi, why are you here today? Well, I have XYZ shoved up my asshole and I can't get it out.
Like, do you lie at the
I
beginning?
think I would try anything to get it out at home. Like, whether that was having somebody I know. Like, okay, let me put this to the side. This happens to me. I have something lodged in my asshole. The first person I'm calling is you. And I'm going to say, Colleen, get some fisting lube, put a glove on, and you're shoving your hand inside my intestines. If you're unable to get it, mag citrate, 100%. I am going to try and
So now, like, let's
out.
say 3 hours have gone by.
I would just have to put my tail between my legs and show
And go
up.
to the-
But I would
yeah.
100% go to an emergency room that is nowhere near my home in New York City, where I don't know a single soul who lives there because I what is it in like Epic? You have to break the glass.
Yeah.
Like I don't even want that to be an option because I don't want anyone to even remotely know my
No.
name at this emergency
I am
room.
going-
Thankfully, this has never happened to me, knock on wood, and I don't expect it to, but it
You
is
are John Doe. You are John Doe
Yep.
if you're going anywhere near. Absolutely.
100%.
Like, I have no ID. I'm not giving you my name and admit me. Like,
Yeah.
no.
You women have to deal with like a lot.
Don't.
No, genuinely, because like men, I am being one myself. Like
Okay.
I get man flu. Like I
yeah.
am down for the count when I am ill. We've talked about me being sick before.
And women are not.
No, like
Yeah.
especially after my sister had my nephew, I have an incredible amount of respect for women and what your body goes through on the average day-to-day basis, let alone having a child and pushing it out of your vagina.
Ugh.
That to me is the most incredible thing, but you guys are superheroes.
No, moms specifically. I can't call myself a superhero.
No, but you guys shed your uterus once a month. Like that is
Yeah.
insane to me. I feel like I've been, obviously, like I went to nursing school. I'm going back
Yeah.
to school, but I still do not fully understand everything behind the menstrual cycle. And
Yeah.
it's mind blowing to me that you guys deal with this on a daily basis and go about your life. I would call out of work once a month.
No, absolutely. And when you do think about it in like big picture, it is kind of like, holy shit. Like, it's incredible. Like, when I see a pregnant woman, I am like, yeah, like we love babies. We love pregnant women, like yada, yada, yada. But when you sit back and you're like, there is a human in that body.
Growing.
Like, and that could be like, they're going to come out of her and be something in this world. Like, that's insane.
Childbirth is the fact that cells can come together and create a
And
human
make-
being is
oh my God, don't
wild
even-
to me.
Yeah. Well, you know, to segue, I guess, not having a baby, to not have a baby, condoms. I was thinking about condoms the other day.
Okay.
And I was thinking about the amount of condoms I have put on penises in my life.
And you're not talking
I'm not-
magnums. You're talking condom catheters.
Yes!
Ah, we love. You know, here's my
I'm so
hot take on condom catheters. When they work, they're amazing. When they don't, they're the worst thing on planet Earth.
Condom catheters, I didn't realize that people don't know what condom catheters are.
Can you please explain them? Because
So I was talking to a male friend of mine the other day, and I don't know how we got into the conversation. I was talking about condom catheters, and he was like, "What are you like? What?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's literally, and it's a condom. You roll a condom onto an old man's penis.
Yep.
And it connects to a tube where, so sometimes people, let me break this down a little better. I'm sorry.
Okay.
So a lot of the time, patients in the hospital cannot get out of bed. They cannot feel that they have the urge to urinate. They sometimes cannot physically put a urinal to their penis. So
And sometimes we strictly just need to know like how much output this patient has had,
Exactly.
intake versus output.
Exactly. And so we don't like to put catheters in because they're at risk for infection the longer the catheter stays in, whether it's a penis, a vagina, like whether it's anything. And so I don't know who made it, but they are genius, made the Texas cath.
Yes.
The Texas cath is a condom catheter, and you get your little kit. And I was explaining this, and it comes with a sizer. So you take the little sizer
Is that
out
what
because
those
it
are?
comes. Yes.
I thought it was just like, all right, let's make judgment. Let's take a look.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I didn't know there was actually a side.
No,
Is that what
so
the?
the little piece of cardboard.
Yeah.
With the
I always just pitch it. I'm like, you look like a medium.
your poor patients. No, it comes with 3 different sizes and a sizer, and you hold the penis up and you size it.
Smart. Oh my gosh.
No wonder
if
why
only
your
I
condom
knew.
caths don't
Never
work.
worked.
Oh my God. So there's also some glue that you can take, and you can basically like glue this condom onto the penis. And my friend was appalled. They're like, "You're telling me that you glue a condom to an old man's penis?"
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, you do.
I've literally never thought twice about it.
Yeah.
And I was like, the amount of like condoms I've put on 90-year-old men, like that is kind of disgusting.
You've seen more dick than a prostitute.
I have seen more. I've put condoms on more dick than a prostitute.
Okay, but you know what? Let's change gears. Cooter canoe.
Excuse
A
me?
cooter canoe.
I've never
You
heard
know
that.
what
I know what you're
catheter.
talking. It's blue.
Pure wit catheter.
A pure wit catheter.
Amazing invention for the
patients,
vagina.
they call it a hot dog. Now, I mean, that's so weird that they call it a hot dog.
When you I used to explain it to patients who were not sedated or like were conscious. I would just be like, it's essentially a hot dog that I'm going to stick between your buns up front, your front butt.
Because you do like, I was not expecting to go here.
But here we are.
But here we are.
Like Happy
you
Memorial Day.
essentially like open their flaps. Okay, so
You don't
for
insert
anybody who
it.
does not know, this is now a female external catheter. So you put the condom on the male for a male
Penis.
external catheter.
Yeah.
Now, what do the poor women do? They get a PureWick. Now, a PureWick is blue on the outside, and it has a fabric sponge on the inside that you connect the whole thing to suction. Bear with me. Connect it to suction, and so when the female, pees, it gets sucked up into the little suction canister in the back corner of the room.
Correct. But you do not actually insert this device inside the vaginal canal.
Right.
You separate the buns of the front butt and you stick the the pure
You
wick.
place it this way.
Yeah.
So you separate the buns.
So
and
it's
you place
bun,
it right
hot
here.
dog, bun.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's
so
why,
that's why they call it a hot dog.
honestly, when they work, same thing as the condom cath, the most incredible thing to ever exist. But when they don't work, they don't work. One time for those of you who have worked night shift, you will completely understand. But people love elderly patients who have some form of dementia, whether it be mild, moderate, severe, tend to sundown at night. So we call it
Why
sun.
do I
Why
know
is it
where
called
this is going?
sundowning?
Because when the sun goes down, they go
They
wild.
go up. Okay, fine. So I remember one time I was on an assignment and one of the nurses aides came. They're like, Michael, you're gonna have to come help me with your patient. And she was your classic 94-year-old woman, powered by glucerna, stronger than any steroid bodybuilder that you've ever met. You know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
I go in and this woman takes her Purewick out, is whipping it around above her head and starts eating it like a popsicle. And I was like, oh my gosh, what are we doing right now? And she goes, you come near me and I'll whip you with it. So she literally has this thing on a suction tubing and she's whipping it around in the air. And I've never been more scared in my life because I know that little grandma powered by glucerna can probably beat the shit out of me.
And she will.
Now
that she is sundowning, she will beat your ass.
Do you have any sundowning stories that you distinctly remember? I mean, there's a million, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Honestly, no, not off the top of my head. But what just popped in my head was a story about a condom cath. Back to those.
Okay.
This is going to sound so stupid. Knowing what I know now, this is going to sound very, very dumb.
When did this happen?
I was new. I was very new. Actually, I wasn't as new as you would expect. But I think, so I used to do this thing when I was a new nurse and working night shift that I would, if everybody was doing what, I would just try to liven it up probably. So my brain would always go to the worst thing that could possibly be happening.
Okay, it's always good to be prepared.
Yeah, I just wanted to learn and whatever. So I remember I put a condom cath on this older man and not thinking anything of it. I go back a few hours later to do my assessment, to do my reassessment of the night. And his penis was purple.
The entire penis?
No, just the head. So
I
had put a condom catheter on my first uncircumcised penis.
Oh no.
Yes.
Oh honey.
Yes,
okay.
yes.
Okay.
And I did not know or realize that you don't pull the skin back to put the condom catheter on. You keep the skin up to cover the whole thing.
Which, for those of you listening, if you've never played with a condom catheter, not played with it, but if you've never played if you've never placed a condom catheter on a flaccid, uncircumcised penis, it's what are those old school toys, the jelly things that you can put your fingers inside? It's impossible. You're grabbing the skin, trying to put the condom over it, and it's running away from you.
You're not, and these are older people, so they're small penises. I'm just being kind. And so
there's not a lot of blood flow to begin with, maybe.
So long story, I put the condom catheter on this uncircumcised penis. I pulled back the skin, and he lost blood flow to his penis. Now, my brain at the time, immediately, he had a little low blood pressure. He was septic in the ICU earlier in his hospital stay. And I was like, oh my goodness, he's septic again. I need to call the doctor. I call the doctor. Because in my head, I'm like, he's losing blood flow to all of his organs except his vital ones.
So you think he's shunting at this point?
Oh my God. I thought he was dead.
Lord,
I was like, I'm saving this man's life. I'm saving his life. I call the doctor. He comes and he's
Colleen's rapid response. Rapid response. My patient's penis is purple and his blood pressure's tanking.
And it was probably 100 over something. It probably was not tanking.
The mean arterial pressure was probably beautiful.
No, he probably had a map of 80. But at the time, it was low for me.
Okay, fair.
And so I call the doctor. He comes and he's like, because I take the condom cath off without thinking, because I'm like, I need to assess this a little closer. And I take it off and he's like, did he have something on this? And I was like, oh, he had a Texas cath. That's it, not a Foley. And he was like, okay, I'll come back in a few hours. And I'm thinking in my head, this doctor's
you're a few hours. This patient is tanking.
Why aren't you transferring him to the ICU? What? And lo and behold, I check every hour and it's
there's color going back to his penis.
Yes. And I did not realize until I was giving a report in the morning.
Okay.
Was
it to a male nurse?
It was to a male nurse. And I was like, the doctor didn't want to do anything about it. Like, how rude, blah, blah, blah. And he was like, is he uncircumcised? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, oh, honey, I really thought that I was like saving this man's life. I mean, he actually was my first death.
Was he really?
Yeah. And not for that reason.
Okay,
it was not, he did not go septic. He ended up being like
Good. I'm happy you
comfort
explained
care,
yourself.
but he
Okay.
was my first death. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I still remember one of my first deaths. Have you heard of the ghost fart? Or
What? Yeah, I know what you're talking about. No, I've never heard of the ghost fart.
Or it's been
we
referred to-
used to call it the ghost honk.
the ghost honk.
Like honk honk.
Okay, for those of you who don't know what we're talking about, when you turn a body after they have passed away, there is excess air inside of their GI tract. Now, you either have the ghost honk, as Colleen
And their
calls it,
lungs,
or
and their
the
lungs,
ghost
right?
fart. Yeah, and it's a high-pitched sigh, squeal sound that comes out of the patient. And I remember the first time I was turning the patient toward me with a CNA or a nurse's aide, and I literally jumped back and let their arm flop over because I thought the patient was still alive.
Yep.
I was mortified. Come to find out, a lot of us nurses know about this ghost fart or ghost honk.
We're okay. If I could redo the whole like nursing school curriculum, this would be a full course.
It's terrifying.
Because you hear about it, but you never actually are fully prepared. I mean, I remember mine from pre-nursing school.
Okay.
It was like it was my grandfather's.
Okay.
And we weren't moving him or anything, but it was like his last breath and he did a full And when I tell you I thought that man was alive, I was like, you better get away. Like,
You're like, check for a pulse.
Grandpa
check
is
for a pulse.
back. No, I like really thought, I screamed at the top of my lungs.
It's
and
terrifying.
It is horrifying the first time.
The first time. And then you get used to it. And then our little ghost visit.
Absolutely.
It's super cute.
Post-mortem care is one of...
I always jump up to do it.
I enjoy doing
because
it.
I
but
enjoy doing it.
When I sit back and think about it, it's sick. Every hospital is a little different, I think. We
Jaw bra.
so
A lot of hospitals don't have them, but so essentially the position somebody dies in and the reason why post-mortem care is so important is because they go into rigor mortis.
no one told me this. No one told me that this poor guy, like I really affected his life. I thought, so when my first passing, I was like, I'm going to make him gorgeous for his family.
Yeah,
like
love.
it is like what you want them to look
presentable and
oh
peaceful.
my gosh, absolutely. So I had him sitting straight up.
Oh, Colleen, no.
I
No,
had
this
him
is maybe
sitting-
something that should have been taught in your nursing
And
school.
nobody told me.
So going back to it is patients, when they do die, you essentially have a very short amount of time to get them in a position that's appropriate because they go into something called rigor mortis. And essentially that's when the body freezes in place, for lack of better
is the
terms.
best way to explain it.
And so a lot of hospitals have what are called jaw bras, which is something to strap around the jaw to close the mouth of the patient. Other hospitals just roll blankets so their mouth isn't wide open.
It depends how. I've had some family members who would just like to see them as they are. Whether it like they would not want something because you tie it underneath the chin and you tie it really tight above.
Yeah, it's like a
the
little
hair.
bonnet.
I mean, it's adorable. Honestly,
Yeah.
like when I die, I want a jaw bra.
Absolutely. I
But
don't want them breaking my jaw after I
others
die.
Are different, but you also have to like put a tag on their toe.
Yeah,
You have to like tie their wrists together at some place. Like every place is a little bit different. You put some eye drops in and close their eyes and you put them in a body bag.
Yeah, and essentially to make them in the condition you would expect if the family wanted an open casket funeral. So
And
extremely presentable.
But
So
when I think about like
the patient that you left sitting up and
you
rigor mortis.
well, yeah, that was the family loved how he looked. However, after the fact,
I wonder how he fit in the
yeah, that's something I
incinerator.
don't want to talk about.
Yeah, okay.
So
Let's just hope it wasn't an open casket
and
funeral.
let's take a moment of silence.
And we're back.
Okay. So, when I think of, okay, back to what I was saying. When I think of like the fact that This is why nursing means so much to me. It's actually like, I think about this quite a bit, is like you have cared for someone for so long, you're there with them while they pass, and then you are the person that puts them in a body bag. And I don't think a lot of people who aren't in healthcare or aren't in, it's typically the nurse and the tech.
Yep.
Who you have done the simplest things of like wiping their ass. You've
Combing
also
their hair.
saved their life at some times,
yeah.
and now you've like put everything into them, into like doing your best that you can, like, you know, save their life and also give them like dignity.
Totally.
Despite what they're going through. And then at the end of the day, you are also cleaning them up, taking the tubes out of their body, and then putting them in a body bag. And when I have this conversation with people who are not in healthcare and not in nursing specifically, and put it into that perspective, it's like deep.
I find it one of the most beautiful things ever.
I go back and forth. I find it like being absolutely beautiful, and I love, because I know that I take care of them like I would want to, or like I would want my like family member to be taken care of. But also it's sick as have you ever been to the morgue?
Yeah, on night shift at the hospital I started
Same!
at, there was no security to take your patient to the morgue, so it was 2 nurses had to escort the body down to the morgue, and it is a cold, dark, and scary place.
The whole concept of the whole thing really threw me for a loop when I did it for the first time. I mean, security, there was no transport to take the patient.
Yeah.
Security met us at the morgue, but I also don't know how to like move a stretcher.
Oh no, you played
The
bumper
first
car
time
on the way.
it was me and a tech that brought the patient to the morgue. And when I tell you, like, they were in for a ride.
They went for the ride of a lifetime, quite literally.
If they didn't like roller coasters, I am so sorry, but it was like we were crashing.
Moving on, I like just glanced behind us. New York City weather has been supreme today.
It has. This is the perfect weather I hate hot New York City.
Like when it's super
love,
humid.
like fall, spring New York City.
100%.
Oh
Also, you know what fall springtime means?
Rooftops.
Rooftops, cocktails, and it's time for sweatpants.
Oh, sweatpants.
You know everything about sweatpants.
Do I know where we're going?
Do you have a dick sense? A dick sense?
No.
Have you never heard that term? Maybe I'm just making this up.
A dick sense?
A dick sense. You know, like you're walking down the street and like in your peripherals, you see the gray sweatpants coming and you can see the package. And I think
Do you have a dick sense?
100%. Within 2 seconds of seeing what type of sweatpants they are, and without even looking at the person's face, I can probably tell you exactly what that package looks like.
I have never heard this before.
Well, coin it. It's mine.
I'll have to check in on my.
I should
Is
patent
it
it.
like a sixth sense?
It's like a sixth sense, but it's
Oh
your
my
dick
God.
sense. Yeah, a little radar.
And you have a good one.
Amazing.
Okay, I'll have to check on that.
It might be a gay thing.
I was gonna say, why haven't I heard this before?
I'm gonna have to do a little bit more research into it and figure out like why it's so good for me, and then start talking to like.
When did you start?
Forever. It's always been a thing. I think I was born with it. Maybe
You
he
were
was born with it. Maybe he was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're kind of like you know, like astrology and like, but yours is a dick sense.
Yeah. Totally.
Oh my God.
There's a lot of people who'd be jealous of this.
Okay,
I just
can you
realized.
walk me through it?
I think I'm gonna have to do it next time we're walking and I see it. Like,
Okay.
I won't like outwardly say it.
I was gonna
but
say
I
because you
definitely,
say
like,
a lot.
I say a lot when we're
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know why. Like I will just catch it and I'll whip my head around and I'll be like, "Yep, there we go."
It.
6.5 inches. Really
You are
vain.
the funniest person I've ever met in my life.
So if anyone else can relate to this, please drop in the comments because
That is incredible.
I might be a superhuman.
Maybe it's a male thing.
It might just be a gay thing.
But male. Maybe men.
Gay
you
male
know,
thing?
Some girls like look at each other's hair and they're like, "Oh my God, she has gray hair." Maybe it's like dick.
Yeah, Sure.
Oh.
Amazing.
You know what I do love about men?
Tell me.
Okay.
Wait,
I do
where are we going with
I
this?
actually just thought about this because this was a thought I had a few weeks ago. Male nurses, when they stand up and they take like the lice patient or the bed bug patient,
Not the
they
smell
should.
nurse.
They should. They don't have hair.
Some men have long hair.
Okay, but ones who do not have long hair, you should be taking the lice patient or the bed bug patient as opposed to a gorgeous nurse with long hair.
I mean,
Given that they don't have a beard, I understand if they have a beard,
okay.
different. However, every male nurse should take the bed bug patient.
Okay, and I'm going to give you a hot take back on this.
Shit.
So, you've worked with me.
Yeah.
Every single day, what was on my head?
Cap.
A scrub cap. And the reason why, so I've only ever worked one hospital shift in my entire life as a floor nurse with my hair exposed. And the reason being because my first patient I ever had assigned to me as a new nurse had scabies, lice, and rectal maggots. I itched for days, like subconsciously. You know the subconscious itch after you take care of a patient like that? That was the first and last day that I have ever exposed my hair in a hospital setting.
Oh.
Which honestly made life like pretty easy. I could just roll out of bed, throw on a scrub cap, and
say,
go. But I don't know
have
why
that
more people don't do it.
Because I'm looking for a husband.
You're looking for a husband at the hospital?
I mean, yeah, I'm open.
Okay, fair.
Like, I'm not gonna, if there's a hot new resident, I don't want to be bald.
Yeah, but I think they
I
can
wanna
be
look
really
cute.
cute.
Oh, babe, you've never seen me in a scrub cap.
Oh, we're gonna have to try it out.
And this is what started probably my reasoning behind men should always take the bed bug, lice, scabies patient, because girls have to look cute. What the hell?
I mean, you always look cute.
Not in a scrub cap. I'll tell you that right now. I better
Okay.
not have a C-section because I'm not putting a scrub cap on.
Well, that's different. That's like a bonnet.
No, it's
I don't
not
like
going
those
on my head.
bonnets.
When they do procedures in like central line insertion and I have to put that thing on my head, oh, I'm hiding. I am hiding.
Wait, that's so funny.
Yeah,
I didn't
I
notice
don't
about
look
you.
good with no hair.
But you love to wear a hat outside of the hospital because like you love your baseball caps.
I do love my baseball caps. So maybe we should make a baseball cap bonnet for the hospital.
Honestly,
That's
great
not a
idea.
bad idea.
As long as they're not ugly.
Well, everybody, all this talk of ghost queefs.
An uncut penis.
Mama's hungry, so it's time for us to go.
And with that, scrubs off.
Bottoms up, babe.
Cheers.